Alright everybody, I was able to get out and do a little bit of flying today, and I just wanted to, it's been a while, so I wanted to report back on how it went and the plane I've been flying and what I used to fly it. So first off, this glider I picked up a year or two ago as part of a lot purchase. It came with a whole bunch of others. The construction is fairly simple. The guy built it using just, hold on, let me flip her over, an arrow shaft, specifically the Wolverine Hunter 5060, whatever that means. And then just, I'm not sure what kind of foam this is that he made the wings and the tail surfaces out of, but it's a pretty stiff looking foam, and then it's held together with various types of tape and then painted over. He used a piece of plywood to create the fuselage area where the servos and such are mounted. So we've got two standard little 9-gram servos that have just been glued on. They're Hi-Tech HS55, and they're both Hi-Tech HS55. So good quality little servos. It did not come with this power pod on it. I added that myself, excuse me. I wanted to get out flying. If you tuned into our latest podcast episode, then you heard me talk about how my brother was in town and I wanted to just get up and fly, so I threw this together. So what I did is, this is from the Flight Test APAC power pod, or a power pack. It is an Emax 1806 2208 kV motor, so a little brushless motor with a Emax BL Heli 12 amp ESC. I ran that quickly threw together a little flight test style power pod, and as you can see, I strapped it on with a little zip tie and a bit of Velcro underneath just to make sure that it held together really well. My receiver I'm using in here is the Archer GR6 from FreeSky, and I'm using the, what's it called? The LiPo Voltage Sensor Mini from FreeSky, so I can tell my battery voltage. That again held in place with a zip tie. The battery that I'm using is a 3-cell 650 milliamp Liperior LiPo battery from rcbattery.com, one of our former sponsors. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we went and flew airplanes, huh? My little co-pilot that's here with me came and flew. Oh, you want me to open the gate? Hang on. All right, co-pilot's in the room. We're good. Okay, so it is the battery. In order to balance it out, I put it here just behind the CG, which is the extent of my battery lead. Oh, that came off again. And then my ESC, or my voltage sensor, is able to plug in there and give me a good reading. Yeah, bud? Yeah, can you put that down, please? That can just go right there on the floor. Yeah, back on the chair is good. Thank you. This airplane is a simple, well, now with what I've done to it, it's a 3-channel. We've got your throttle, elevator, and rudder. But yeah, let's get this connected up. I'll show you how I have my radio set up. For my radio, I'm using my FreeSky Tandem X20. What? Yeah, you can sit up there. Go ahead.
Welcome to ECOS. Throttle not idle.
Alright, so let's get this all plugged in. I'll walk you through what we've got going on. That is very bright, little man. Alright, so first off, the one thing I always set up on my radio, which I feel is quite essential, is
throttle active, throttle disabled.
Is my throttle kill switch. I like having that set up on my FreeSky radio just because it makes sure that I can kill the motor and I know that it's in a disarmed and safe position, so I always set that up. Over here I have my timer set up, which is running down here in the corner. Oops, excuse me. There we go. So we've got a timer running, and then I can hit this, just pull it down, and reset it again.
Timer off.
As you can see, it currently thinks I'm at 1,400 feet. That is strange and not accurate, so I have on the back here are 2 momentary buttons. So I press that and it resets my altitude and my vertical speed. Today when I was flying, I was flying up around 100 feet. It was quite enjoyable. But my tail surfaces are set up here on my right stick, so I've got it acting as ailerons and elevator. As you can see, my voltage center, airplane. My voltage center is reading 11.3 volts. That's because we just got home. And I do have a a logical switch set up. Let's actually show you that real quick. I have a logical switch set up so that when the LiPo, when the LiPo reads less than 11.1 volts, I get a warning that says battery low. And I know that it is time to bring it in. I know 11.1, that everyone's different on where they call low battery, but that's where I've decided to set it. And then over here on this side, we have our variometer with my variometer volume on this side.
-1.
And then I have my altitude reading. If I leave it set like this, it'll read out the altitude every 10 seconds. So we'll go ahead and turn that down and turn that off, and we're good to go. So that was my setup today. Quite enjoyable. It was a good day flying. Lightly breezy, but nothing that this plane couldn't handle. This motor, given how small it is, packs a surprising punch.
Telemetry lost.
Of course, this plane is quite light. Give me a quick moment and I will go find the scale and we'll see how much it weighs. All right, we've got the scale here. We're going to first measure in grams, and I'm going to see if I can balance it on its nose and get a decent reading. 269, 270, 271. Roughly, or excuse me, not 270, 370 grams. That is battery, receiver, and everything. Let's go ahead and we'll convert that over to ounces real quick, not milliliters. Okay, pounds and ounces, here we go. That is 12.913-ish ounces. So there you go, roughly 13 ounces. So just above that 250 gram weight. I'm sure if I took the battery off, that would fix that. But there you go. That is what we went out flying today. It was a grand old time. My boy here had a good time just kind of yelling out, "Airplane, airplane!" And I want to really quickly show you guys what I take in my flight bag, because that's what this is. First off is my anemometer, which I can use to tell the airspeed as well as temperature. I find that quite handy. It gives me an idea of what I'm flying in, and it helps me judge better what is good weather to fly in. I have spare props. This is a bunch of, let's see here. That doesn't say. These are 6x3s. That's what I'm flying on my motor. And then I've also got a pack of 5x3s. So a little bit of options here for me. I have some bigger props left over from other times. I've got some masking tape for repairs, small set of pliers to work with things, various other bits and bobs. I've got my little screwdriver for taking a couple screwdrivers and tools to take care of things. And then I've got no Logan, nope, no touch. I've got a bunch of these little pieces of scrap aluminum from a previous job. Yeah, airplane. That I use to act as counterweights. This little piece right here weighs 3 or 4 grams. So it works really nicely for fine-tuning the balance. So there you go. That was just kind of a report back on my day of flying, as well as kind of what I take with me to the field. Oh, in my, one more thing that always goes with me to the field, in here I've got a battery voltage meter, as well as my AMA license, FAA, UAS certificate, and my FAA trust test certificate thingy. So if anyone decides to come after, or if anyone tries to get upset, I can prove that I am up to date on everything that I need to be a recreational flyer, which is, I think, handy to have and important. So, well, that is all for now. May the winds be ever in your favor. Have a wonderful weekend and get out there and fly.